And Detroit, you can see, still third in the Atlantic because they still have a game in hand on the Boston Bruins, who play tonight. So too does Ottawa. We'll keep you abreast of all that as this evening moves along. Hello again, everyone. Ken Daniels alongside Mickey Redmond. The Red Wings' magic number is 8, not 7, as you may have seen. We'll get into that. Prior to the start of the third period tonight, once more games take their toll on the NHL standings. And Mick, let's look at the schedule the Red Wings and those whom are chasing Detroit have going down the stretch.
People look at schedules and they go, oh, he should win this, they shouldn't win that, they should lose this one, they should win that one. The bottom line for the Detroit Red Wings is they hold their own destiny in their own hands. They have to find a way to win some hockey games. They got to find a way to get consistent, solid goaltending, to be able to finish more, get some goal-scoring opportunities, and find the back of the net, and not have some giveaways and missed assignments that have cost them dearly in the last couple of games. But there's the schedules that everybody has got. You see Boston with only 4. So Detroit has the 5. Ottawa has the 5. Washington is at Ottawa tonight. Big game there, of course. And they're into us tomorrow at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So a lot of different scenarios. Still, Pittsburgh can be out. Washington can be out. Islanders can be out. Red Wings, Ottawa, Boston, it's all up in the air. Big question mark.
And Washington, with a win tonight in regulation or overtime, would clinch a playoff spot, so maybe they won't have as much to play for tomorrow against the Red Wings, and a win tonight in Ottawa would help out the Wings. Well, we can talk all about magic numbers, but there's really only one magic we're concerned about, and that's the magic man, Pavel Datsyuk.
Well, Datsuk's only played 2 of the last 9 games. Red Wings have won 1 of them. They should have won the other one. They lost 5-4 in the Island, and he had a goal and an assist. But what it gives Mike Babcock now with both Sheahan and number 13 back in the lineup is he gets Glendening back where he is most effective as a 4th-line center with his 2 mates, and Weiss and Pulkkinen on the wings with Riley Sheahan with a 3rd-line assignment. Datsuk's probably going to draw Koivu tonight, but this guy with 60 points in 59 games make everybody stand up and take notice when he's on the ice or on the bench. He scores goals, he sets up plays. He does things in the NHL that most players can only dream about, and he finds ways to get it done in so many different ways. It's unbelievable. That's why he's the magic man, or the magician as we like to call him, and that's why Pavel Datsyuk is dearly needed back in the lineup. It also sets number 40 up to be in a different position when he plays against people, Ken, and we know he's been in a drought with only 2 in his last 25, so key guy to get back in the lineup for sure.
Well, you want to talk about a Houdini act. I guess the Minnesota Wild getting back into the playoff chase was a Houdini act. All it took was one trade of Devan Dubnyk. They've been the best team since late January, allowing the fewest goals in the NHL and 3rd in goals for. So the Red Wings have their work cut out for them tonight. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond with you on this Saturday night, this early evening from the XL Energy Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. And Mickey won't be eating out there. He's here with me. So our goaltender's brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Jimmy Howard, his first start in 5, 10-3-3 in his career against the Wild. And for Minnesota, who else but 6'6" Devan Dubnyk, making a 36th consecutive start since being acquired out of desperation from Arizona for a 3rd-round pick. And he owns a 26-7-2 record with the Wild with 1 no decision. And that no decision was when Henrik Zetterberg and the Red Wings got 4 past him, and he was pulled in the first meeting of the season that the Red Wings won 5-4 in a shootout, with Pavel Datsyuk getting the deciding goal. And a late scratch for the Wild, and it could hurt them and help Detroit. Mikko Koivu, Mick, who you mentioned may be going up against Pavel Datsyuk. Mikko Koivu, a late scratch just moments ago. Ryan Carter in for him. Nyquist starts up front along with Abdelkader and Zetterberg, Kronwall and Eriksson on the back end. The top line for the Wild with Granlund at center, Pominville on the right, Zach Parise on the left wing for Minnesota. Jonas Brodin gets checked. He's on defense along with Ryan Suter. They've been terrific. The top pair on the back end for the Wild as Parise brings it through. That's knocked away by Kronwall. And at center for Abdelkader, Zetterberg catching up and takes the drop pass. Zetterberg coming in, and the shot deflected wide of Devan Dubnyk. Played up the near boards as Quincy came on to put on the body, as Abdelkader will lay one back for Danny DeKeyser. Our first changes of the game here from St. Paul. Back to get it, number 46 is Jared Spurgeon. Small defenseman, but he is really quick, great hands, and great ability from Spurgeon. Here's Tatar. As DeKeyser gets it ahead for Helm. Helm with a good move across center and into Minnesota territory. The Wild coming off a 3-2 loss here to the New York Rangers a couple of nights ago. One of their rare regulation losses since the All-Star break. Quincy cuts off that side of the ice, comes back for Spurgeon, and Jimmy Howard will stop that Spurgeon shot. And there's a look at Devan Dubnyk, and he's been the story this year, coming off that regulation loss to the Rangers. But he has been terrific.
Well, he's been terrific, and the key here for Detroit tonight is with Jimmy Howard coming in and having been struggling. That first save is important. These first 5 minutes is very important. His mates have to give him as much support as they can. Allow him to get some confidence back. This first period is critical for the Red Wings and Howard. You got to keep that puck out of the net.
As Vanek threw it across. Thomas Vanek, number 26 for the Wild. Tried to tip it in front of the goal for Fontaine, number 14. Vanek's got it out there along with Charlie Coyle, the centerman, number 3, the former first-round pick of San Jose. Glendening speeding up the wing, got into the linesman's skates. Puts it in behind for Anderson. Along with Drew Miller, still with that facial shield, protecting that nasty 60-stitch gash. Brought back in here by Vanek. Played away by Zhidlitsky and back out to center ice. Both teams want to get changes going here. Howard couldn't handle it on the shoot-around in back of the goal. The one thing that the past 4 games the Red Wings got used to was the puck-handling ability for sure of Peter Mrazek. Teemu Pulkkinen cleared it out to center. Leaping to not back down was Brodin. That young Swedish defenseman, number 25, is just outstanding, just 21 years old. No one younger in the NHL skates more minutes than him, and that'll be held by Dubnyk, and the cheers you hear are Dub.
Well, Mike Babcock, in our little chat, Ken, about an hour ago, said, he really saw a lot of positive things in the game against the Boston Bruins. Sure, he wasn't happy about the winning goal, and there were some mistakes made throughout the game, but he said, generally speaking, we had lots of scoring chances. Their goaltender was really good. We should have had a better fate, and it was a progression in the way things have been going. So if they continue to build on that, he thinks winning may be starting tonight. The way things have been going with this team, they're right on the verge of putting it all together for 60 minutes.
Quincy, after that draw, was one as Carter's back on this 4th line as he was to be scratched tonight, but with Koivu out, number 18, Carter is back in for the Wild. He threw it back to the line for Suter, and the shot hit a body in front and didn't get through to Howard. A near miscue there, but Quincy was able to knock that one away. Brought on here by Nyquist. Nyquist with a good move for Abdelkader. Went over his stick, though. Jordan Schrader tried to come up with it, but he couldn't. He's number 10 for the Wild, and Kyle Brodziak has been really good. One-time Oiler, number 21. As it goes down the ice, and Minnesota and the Red Wings will both use the opportunity to change. Puck at the line for Scandella, knocked down by Tatar for Datsyuk. Back to Tatar, and it didn't get through. Taken by Jason Pominville. Here's Helm for Datsyuk. Back for Helm. Knocked away by Spurgeon. Pominville sent one ahead. Parise with a wing pass. Pominville coming on, and the shot went wide. And the big rebound gathered in at center by Tatar and sent back into the Wild zone. Dubnyk plays that puck fairly well. Got it over to Scandella. Came to the line. Holding position, though, was Zhidlitsky. And on a second try, he'll get one deep into the Minnesota zone. Off the backboards, chipped by Helm. And Dubnyk will grab that and hold on.
Well, we focus on the East most of the time. Let's bring you up to date in what's going on in the West. Look at this craziness. Oh, my God. Nashville, St. Louis, Chicago, they've gotten life lately. Anaheim running away with the league, really probably going to get President's Trophy. Vancouver lost the game today to Winnipeg. Big win for them. They're hanging in there. But there's Minnesota right there. They're not going to catch Chicago, but they're not out of the woods yet either, so to speak. So they've been red hot the last 6-7 weeks, boy.
And everybody in the West watching Chicago and Buffalo last night to see Taves scored 2 goals within 47 seconds in the final 2 minutes. Pulkkinen's shot was blocked. As Kronwall went up to put on the body, and he's going to get called here as he went to Kronwall-Fontaine. But didn't get what he wanted of him, and it turned out to be more of a trip.
55-minute penalty, tripping.
Well, if they can kill this penalty off, they'll be owed one, I'd say, by looking at that. This is pretty much playoff time for all these teams. I mentioned all these teams can be out of the playoffs or in. Islanders, Pittsburgh, Washington, Detroit, Boston. Incidental contact almost on that one, but nonetheless, they're going to call it, and that's the way it's going to be. The Detroit penalty killings had to go to the post way, way too many times the last month.
Only Columbus and Winnipeg have been shorthanded more times this season than Detroit. This is the 273rd time the Red Wings have been a man short, third most in the league.
And for a team that doesn't fight very often, that's not a good sign.
Minnesota on the power play. Good news for Detroit is it's 28th in the league. Their penalty killing is number 1. Red Wing power play number 2. So that'll be an interesting matchup. Pominville shooting one. Look for a redirect. He got it.
Jumping. What did that hit? Did it go off a Red Wing
May
player?
have hit a Red Wing player and wide of the net. But the Wild's power play has struggled. They've got 4 power play goals their past 9 games. They were 0 for 2 here on Thursday against the New York Rangers, who won 3-2. That came to the line, but not out. Miller able to knock it down. He jammed it down the ice. The other incredible thing about the Wild is, it's amazing, is they've got 22 road wins, a club record. They've won their past 10 on the road, and their road power play on the season, Mick, 30th in the league, under 10%. And yet they've still managed to pile up that many road victories. Passed across for Parise, and he just missed it. Kept in by Suter. Vanek gets it back from Granlund. Parise on the backhand, couldn't knock it down. Ryan Suter had it knocked away. It's a good play. Catching up. Helm all alone.
Oh.
And Dubnyk made the save. He didn't know it, but he's got it.
It's almost like this building froze for a split second. Nobody. Darren Helm, it looked like, closed his hand on the puck. Boy, oh boy.
He was traveling.
Weird play.
And normally they'll call you for that.
Really?
But that was too nice to play. You couldn't call it.
Holy jumping. It looked like, by looking at this replay, Dubnyk surprised Darren Helm. I don't know if he had his head down or not, but it's like he didn't realize he was there and that close, and all of a sudden, boom, he's got no play to make, and Dubnyk looked around like, where'd the puck go? And this crowd, for a second, was frozen in time.
Remember the goal that Helm scored at Nassau Memorial County Coliseum?
Yeah.
Went flying over top and got it in. Looked really similar. Here's another break. Here's Glendening along with Miller. Glendening busting in. Oh, and I don't think he had Miller going. He could have led him with the pass. Glendening another shot off the side of the goal. Well, now maybe you're getting a glimpse why Minnesota's power play is 28th. But this will be a good sign for the Red Wing penalty killers, because they've needed some breaks here. Penalty is now over. Kronwall out of the box. But then the puck is given away. It's 44. Chris Stewart knocking it down. Stewart, who came over from Buffalo in a deal. Stewart, number 44, has it. 3 goals and 9 points in 15 games with the Wild since coming over. Kronwall with a lead pass. Anderson makes sure to get to center. Tried to chip it deep. He couldn't. That's where the Red Wings don't want turnovers. This Minnesota team is quick. They have to be certain to get that puck in deep. Zetterberg at center. On the right wing feed, Jidlitsky, and offside on the left was Applicator. So chances for Detroit. First Helm shorthanded and then Glendening. But it remains 0-0.
Well, only one penalty in this hockey game. It came to Detroit, and while they were shorthanded, boy, oh boy, they had 2 really good scoring chances. Darren Helm got away with a puck hold there. Dubnyk wondering where the heck is it. The building's frozen in time for a second, and then a half minute later, Glendening had no idea that Miller was with him there. He almost got himself a great scoring chance. So a good penalty kill by Detroit. And they hope they don't have to do too many of those tonight. Whether Minnesota's power play is poor or not, they're way overdue.
And missing Koivu on the power play will help the Red Wings in that regard. Nyquist couldn't get it. He scored a goal in the first meeting. The Red Wings won 5-4 in the shootout. Only meet twice now. This will be icing. And Henrik Zetterberg, center of this line, had 3 assists in the first meeting against the Wild as we look at our Flagstar Bank Star Watch for the captain. And, 3 assists came in handy because more often than not, he'll put up the points against the Wild in his career. And in April, pretty darn good, too. And remember, going down the stretch when the Red Wings had to get in and Zetterberg had that big game in Dallas. Back in 2013, the Red Wings qualified in the final day. They won their final 4. Last season, clinched in game number 80. So this year, down the stretch, is coming too. In the past 15 games, the Red Wings just 4-9-2. They got to get some wins here. And we'll keep an eye on the Ottawa game this evening for you. Ottawa home to Washington. Dubnyk got a piece of that.
1-0 Ottawa already. They started the same time as we did.
And the Capitals can clinch with a win in regulation or overtime tonight. The Minnesota Wild can clinch a playoff spot tonight too. But they'll need some help elsewhere as well. And the likes of teams against the Jets and Calgary and LA. So a lot still to be decided when this game is done here this evening for sure.
The bottom line is the Detroit Red Wings have to take care of business themselves. If they do, they've got no problems. Nothing to worry about. They don't need any help.
Red Wings' magic number is 8. And we'll demonstrate some of that prior to the third period tonight. Eriksson has it. Leaves it back of the goal. Kronwall is checked. Eriksson over to help. Good work by Brodziak, who was stellar, albeit in the loss here to the Rangers. Shot just wide of the goal. Brodziak over to get it, number 21. Zetterberg freed up that puck and got it over for Kronwall. Gus Nyquist laid one onto the stick of Zetterberg. Back onto his forehand. Brought in here by Nyquist into traffic. Abdelkader, nice play for Quincy, who was covered. Back of the net for Abdelkader. Tried to center. Brodziak got in his path. Abdelkader lost his helmet, feeling that Brodziak stripped him of it. Should have been a roughing penalty, he felt. Stephen Weiss over for Teemu Pulkkinen. Into the Minnesota zone. He was checked. Chidlitsky up the middle. Cheyenne's pass for Pulkkinen was knocked away. Suter. Only Drew Doughty logs more ice time in just by seconds this season than Ryan Suter. Brendan Smith turning to get away from the pressure of Vanek. Chidlitsky off the stick of Weiss. Suter's got it. Former 7th overall pick in Nashville in 03 out of Wisconsin was Ryan Suter, as Howard will leave it back there for Marek Chidlitsky. Tatar deking and diving, coming through, knocked away though. Good play there by Prosser. Nate Prosser returns to the lineup tonight after being injured for the past 8 for the Wild. Jordan Leopold is a healthy scratch for them as a result of Prosser returning. Pominville for Granlund. Granlund missed some time injured, and boy did the Wild miss him. Slick centerman, a lot of moves. Poke free to Datsuk. You could equal him in that department and then some.
As we get down to the last 8 days of the season, it ends a week tonight in the NHL. Everybody is finished. These games more and more with these teams, especially that are scratching and clawing for a playoff spot, whether it be a wild card or a guaranteed top 3, they're playing them like it's they're starting off like let's just go to 60 minutes, both get a point, and somebody try to win in overtime.
The Wild on Thursday fell behind the Rangers 2-0, came back to tie in the third, where they've had so much success, and the Rangers shortly after got what would be the winner. Quincy got checked. Thankfully, Fontaine, at least from a Red Wing perspective, was all alone and no one to chip it forward to. Here comes Suter. Suter carries deep. Got it around for Carter. Checked by Smith. Ryan Carter. Hit by Smith again. Got it to Jordan Schrader. Former Canucks first-round pick. For Brodziak. Round into the corner and sent back to the line by Schrader again. And a shot! And Howard out to stop that. Back to St. Paul in a moment. Mike Yeo had his team in the playoffs a year ago. Then this season things were going so badly. He knew he wasn't that bad a coach, and along came Devan Dubnyk. And hey, lo and behold, the team started winning as Oakland University brings you their scouting report on these amazing numbers. After the All-Star break, the Wild, that was late January, have the best record in the league. And look how the players' minuses before the All-Star break have gone to after the All-Star break, and the differential. Nino Niederreiter was minus 14 prior to the All-Star break, plus 18 since a plus 32 differential. Goaltending goes a long way to helping everybody look a whole lot better.
About 150 plus better.
Isn't it something?
On the differential. Yeah, I guess so.
Yep. 24-6-1 since the middle of January or so. January 14th, this team was 23rd in the NHL, 14th in the Western Conference, with a record of 18, 19, and 5. And the pucks were just going in. Not anymore. Kronwall with a shot. Sheahan. Watched by Coyle. A good step to get away from him. Sheahan then gets knocked down by Matt Dumba, the young defenseman who's been really good, number 55. Leads NHL rookies at plus 16, does Dumba.
This matchup tonight, where it's Riley Sheahan against the Vanek and Coyle line, could be the key matchup for the Red Wings if Riley Sheahan can get the upper hand on it.
Datsuk nearly forced a turnover. Then in turn he did. Has it again. Well, his hands haven't lost anything. Out the last two, a high hit put on there as Tatar went down. As Prosser caught him up high. Back to the line for Quincy. Shot is blocked. Datsuk fed one to the point. The return pass to him, couldn't handle it off to Kaiser's feed. Just shot in by Brodin. Parise was stepped into. Zach Parise for Granlund. Pominville high slot. Back to the line for Scandella. Granlund's got it. Draped to the boards hard by DeKaiser was Granlund. Datsuk trying to fend off Parise. Made the play behind him to Quincy.
Oh.
Tatar didn't get out of the zone though. Turned over. Here's Granlund back in front. Parise scores! Boy, too much deacon and diving for Tatar in his own zone there.
He just lost the puck. And this is where you have to be ultra sure. And Parise gets the redirect. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You got everybody going one way when you get control like that. And then it's very difficult to adjust to come back the opposite direction. Boy, that's why turnovers are potentially deadly.
So Parise's got his 31st goal of the season. He had 29 last year, but was injured for 13, and many that he played, he was hurt, but played hurt. So the Wild with a 1-0 lead. Smith off balance, but got it through to Miller, and a save made by Dubnyk. Anderson couldn't pick up that centering feed. Brought back by Niederreiter. Went off the stick of Chris Stewart. Backhanded in behind for Stewart again from Brodziak. And in the absence of Koivu, the Wild have had to change up their lines a little bit here tonight. And is left there for Dumba. Brought back here for Eriksson. Kronwall gives him the puck back. Lead pass to center for Zetterberg. Tried to get past Dumba, he couldn't. Schrader gets it in. Free agent signing of Minnesota a year ago. Gus Nyquist with speed through the middle, took a shot, was blocked. Cleared to the far boards. Fontaine couldn't get it. Nyquist has it. In behind for Stephen Weiss. DeKaiser mishandled. Weiss able to regroup. Took the shot, save, rebound, scores! Kane on the rebound! And it's a 1-1 tie.
That's the advantage I was speaking about earlier, Ken. The Riley Sheahan line against the Coyle line. That's a big, big comeback. Almost on your backup shift after you get scored on. And a broken play almost at the line. DeKaiser miscued on it for a split second, recovered, and then got it back down to Weiss, who went to the net, and Sheahan got a beautiful rebound off of Dubnyk to tie this game at 1. Fifth shot on goal for Detroit. Parise's goal was the fourth for Minnesota. Not a lot of shots with 4 minutes left in the period. However, that's a great follow-up shift by Riley Sheahan and company to tie this game at 1. That's a huge psychological comeback for Detroit that quickly.
Goals at 14:07, then at 15:59. And another save by Dubnyk. Oh, what a stop!
Did he get that?
Great right pad save by Dubnyk on Pavel Datsyuk.
Wow.
It was that close to being 2-1 that quickly.
That's icing. And they get it. Wow. I guess so. We'd have to see this one again. Pavel Datsyuk made a move in front of the net and then let a quick wrist shot go that Dubnyk got with what? Let's see if you could pick it up. Helm the shot. Rebound. Oh, jeez. I mean, he just... Beautiful positioning by Dubnyk. The puck was turned over. That's the icing right there. But holy mackerel, what a save that was. Datsyuk just underneath the top of the pad.
So goals 152 apart here in the period. Knocked away by Miller over Zetterberg's stick. Puck's knocked down. Here's Zetterberg along with Nyquist and Abdelkader. Nyquist just threw it through the middle. Abdelkader off the boards. Back in front. Oh, that bounced over. Nyquist was wide open.
He sure was. Look out here.
Parise's got it. To Granlund. What a move! And a good play coming back by Eriksson. Maybe just disrupted Granlund before he could get a good backhand away. But that kid, as we said, has a lot of skill. Mikael Granlund. Parise went back to the point. Suter took the shot. Hit his own man in front, Granlund. DeKaiser able to knock it down.
Nice job. Nice job just to get it out, not ice the puck, allow his teammates to change without leaving the gaps wide open.
Brendan Smith will wait as his team completes the change and gets organized. At the blue line, he found Luke Glendening. Glendening with Miller and Anderson. The puck bounces past Smith, hit the linesman. Lead pass ahead. Stolen here as Miller goes back to the line to Smith. And Smith on defense with Kronwall for the moment.
Hear this crowd react to that giveaway by Minnesota in their own zone. They know their game, boy.
Well, it's the state of hockey after all.
So they say.
So they say. Hockey Town versus the state of hockey. Carried back in by the goal scorer. And how about Stephen Weiss making plays and putting up points of late at a goal and an assist, albeit in the losing effort to Boston a couple of nights ago. Thomas Jurko out of the lineup again for the Red Wings tonight. Eric Cole still injured. He's also out. Datsuk, who's back, has the puck, able to get it through. Polkinen couldn't get the shot away. Prosser got in front of it.
Got to shoot it quicker, kid. The NHL.
Yep. A little more space in the American Hockey League.
Don't have time for that big windup in the slapper.
Danny Cleary and Jakob Kindl are the healthy scratches for the Red Wings tonight. Darren Helm getting it through for Tatar. You know he wants to make amends after the giveaway on the first Minnesota goal. Here's Tatar in back of the net, trying to get position. As it's flipped by the Wild down ice with a dozen seconds to go here in the opening period. Not a lot of shots in this game. As the first period comes to its conclusion, in our Ram Intermission report, the Young Wings are learning through leadership, and there's plenty of that on this team. And Riley Shan, who's got the goal for the Red Wings, his 13th of the season, and point number 36 will guest with our man Trevor Thompson. So the Wings trailed by one, but tied it up 1:52 later. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit Plus. Behind Detroit by 3 in the standings, and behind the Red Wings by 4 in the regulation or overtime win, the all-important tiebreak column leads Washington. The visitors at the Joe tomorrow at 5 o'clock on Fox Sports Detroit. Ottawa leads Washington tonight 3-0 there.
Yes, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are at the Boston Bruins tonight. We'll get you
and
the
Boston
score on that.
Tied with Detroit. The Red Wings have a game in hand on the Bruins. That's why the Red Wings are still listed as third in the Atlantic, ahead of Boston. The Red Wings with that game in hand. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond with you. Glad you're with us here tonight on Fox Sports Detroit Plus. Tatar with a shot rising high over the left hand of Dubnyk. Minnesota's attempted pass through the middle failed to click, and this will be icing in the face-off back in the Wild zone.
There's a million scenarios yet, and we'll continue to show you this stuff every day. Tomorrow is Washington, and if they lose tonight, they're down 3-0. As Ken just told you, they're going to come in loaded for bear, because if they go cold and go over, then they don't make the playoffs possibly. So everybody's scrambling for a playoff spot, whether it be the top 3 or a wild card. So again, every team basically is saying, look, people, outside of Ottawa, if you take care of your own business, you're in the playoffs. Ottawa is the only team today that needs help.
That's right. And the Penguins struggling a bit, so who knows how that'll play out. Right now, the Red Wings' magic number is 8 for a combination of Ottawa lost points or Red Wings points gained, as Dubnyk will hold on to that. And a face-off coming up to his left, and Devan Dubnyk, who came over from Arizona in what really was a desperation move. He looked for a place to live, and Zach Parise said, I've got a house for sale. You can have that. He didn't give him the house, but he took it off the market and said, you can stay there. And Devan said, how much? And he said, rent-free. It's all yours. So that's what a real leader does, and he knew he got Dubnyk on side, and the rest is history.
That's what a guy making $10 million a year can do.
That's true, too. I just thought he was being nice and a teammate, but you're right.
Well,
that's what you can do.
You know, Dubnyk's an interesting story, because obviously he wasn't what he is in Edmonton or in Arizona. He played fairly good in Arizona.
But he was a 14th overall pick by Edmonton in 04.
Yeah.
So, you know, he came with some pedigree, played a couple of games with Nashville, was in the Montreal organization and didn't play. And with Arizona, he was 9-5 with a .916 save percentage this year. Puck rolls away. Howard couldn't grab it. It's in back of the net. Shane couldn't pick it up either. Red Wings clear to the line, but kept in by Dumba. As they battle for it, Granlund in the corner. Parise trying to keep Brendan Smith out of the fray. Shane's got it.
Oh, he grabbed it.
Parise grabbed him, but got away with it. Stephen Weiss, who got a helper on the Red Wing goal. And for Weiss, including tonight, 3 goals, 5 points the past 6 games. Pominville threw it over for Matt Dumba, playing in his 54th game of the season, the rookie. And as Brendan Smith leads it ahead. Eric Howla, number 56, out there for the Wild. He's back in the lineup after being a healthy scratch and has the puck right now. Over to Fontaine. And the Red Wings couldn't get anything going, so Brodin will move it. Brodin may never be Nick Lidstrom. I doubt anyone will, as Howard again failed to hold on. Boys had trouble with it a few times.
Back to back.
Yep. Just trying to get back in sync. His first start in 5 games. He did relieve on the island.
Yeah, you're holding your breath, I guess. Puck goes around the net like that.
Glendening on that face-off with Howla. Fontaine had his stick lifted by Anderson. Off the skate of Glendening, out to center for Suter. The Kaiser had to chip it back. Fontaine's got it. It came back to the line. Vanek left it there for Howla. Then Vanek went after it. What an awful start to the season Vanek had. Been for Fontaine, but Vanek's been red hot lately. And going really well. He only had 1 goal his first 21 games. Now he's got 21 in the season. Came back to the line. Vanek couldn't knock it down. And the Red Wings just desperately clear it, and it will be icing.
They wanted to clear. They didn't want that, but I don't think they'll use a timeout here.
Van Pack still available to see the Wings take on Ovechkin and the Capitals tomorrow at 5 at the Joe. Get 2 tickets, 2 food vouchers, 2 soft drinks, starting at $59. Call 313-471-7575 now. Ticket executives are standing by. They trail Ottawa tonight 3-0 as Washington, but they've won 3 in a row. And they've scored 3 goals or more in 7 of their past 8. So a 3-0 deficit may not last in Canada's capital tonight. We'll see. That play is offside.
You know, the thing is, you watch that Ottawa team play, they are really feeling it. It's not just Hammond, the goaltender. That team's got some good young players like Stone, you showed, scoring the goal. They just are feeling it. You can see it in their body language. It's their mojo. It's all going for them. And you know what? It's not unreasonable and unthinkable that they can run the table. They got confidence going. It's all on their side. Momentum is with them. The goaltending is really well, and they're just mentally, they're probably as good as any team in the league right now for sure. So you got to figure that they can run the table. So again, you got to take care of your business if you're the Red Wings.
That would get them to 100 points, and the Red Wings could get to 100 as well, but in a scenario which we'll show you to start the 3rd period, which may not work for them. Here comes Helm, brought to center. He and Tatar got crossed up and the play goes offside. Your local Toyota dealers brings you tonight's report card. And man games lost. Red Wings, after so many man games lost last year, 2nd in the league to only Pittsburgh. We're going pretty good the first half of the season, but the last 38, they've run into a lot of injuries. That man missed 5 straight and 7 of the past 9. Now they're without Eric Cole as well. Franzen's missing, 43 games now or so with his concussion, so that's certainly added to the total. They had a wait, did Nito Ryder, and he gets it back in. Nino Ryder with 24 goals, 2nd on the team behind Parise, who scored his 31st here tonight. Back of the net for Zetterberg. He gets checked by Coyle. And we knocked down the high stick, so stop and play, and the faceoff will come outside. Parise, who was the New Jersey Devils' 17th overall pick in 03. And there you see the only active American player to have 6 30-goal seasons since 05-06. Mentioned at 29 last year. and he's the fourth Minnesota Wild player. The Wild came in 2000 to score 30 in a season. Marian Gaborik, their all-time leader, Brian Ralston, and Jason Pominville are the other Wild players to have 30 in the season, and Parise the fourth. Howard again couldn't hold that, in and out of the glove. Another chance there as a result of that for Minnesota. Point shot, hit a body in front as Pulkkinen's carrying up the right wing. He gets knocked off stride there by Prosser. Howard got a blocker on that attempt. Parise with it again to the line for Dumba. Good move by the rookie, but then it went off Pulkkinen. They say it came out across the line, so Dumba, I guess, did not hold it in. But Pulkkinen's finding there's not much space in the National Hockey League, unlike the American Hockey League, to move. He gets knocked off the puck. He's going to have to get a little bit stronger, too, to play at this level, you'd think.
Yep, there's no question about it. It's a big, big step from junior or college to the AHL and then the NHL. I mean, you're talking the best in the business, and stuff doesn't come easy. Space doesn't come easy in this business at this level.
He was the leading goal scorer in the American Hockey League and point getter since past. Still second on Grand Rapids. Andy Mealy is the points lead there now. This will be icing. And Landon Ferraro second in shots in the American Hockey League. He's got 27 goals for GR. And here's Pulkkinen, speaking of shooting, never misses the opportunity to do so at every chance. And some don't necessarily get on goal, but he's got people with their heads up.
Well, shooting the puck's great, but those new statistics about attempted shots and stuff don't mean anything if you're just shooting the puck and you're getting no result. I mean, you gotta talk about quality scoring chances, managing the game, a lot more than just shooting the puck and attempted shots, I guess that's what they call them.
Yeah, attempted, those that are missed or blocked, yeah. Front for Fontaine, didn't work. Jedlitsky over Brendan Smith's stick. Dumba up there, backhanded it toward the goal, but Jedlitsky intercepted. Luke Glendening gets it in. Glendening with 12 goals on the season. Not many would have thought that when the season began. A broken stick slashed in half. Referees chose to ignore that. Brad Meyer and Ghislain Hebert. Wild fans wanted a penalty, deflected up and out of play. So we'll step out here in a 1-1 second period. Shots are even too. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit Plus, presented by Bell Tire. It's been a tough season for Zach Parise, losing his dad, the great Jean Paul, to lung cancer in January.
What a great guy, boy.
Teammate of yours,
Yep.
Team Canada 72.
He sure was. A heart and soul guy. Played for the Islanders, played for Minnesota, came to play every night. Boy, and did he ever come to play. He was the kind of player that exemplified what foot soldiers are all about, boy, on a hockey team. He wasn't your leading scorer very often, or a guy that got a lot of shots. But boy, his nose was in the corner, was in every scrum, and we're going to have a penalty here for I don't know what. This is ridiculous.
Cronwall interference. It looked like a diving play at center.
It was a diving play, and I think if you see this replay, I mean, I stand corrected here, but let's take a look.
Penalty 55.
You be the judge.
Interference.
And we look at this. This angle doesn't really tell us what we want to see, but I can't tell whether he got hit or was diving to try to touch the puck. I think he was. It looked to me when I saw it with my naked eye, he was diving for the puck to trying to nullify an icing. And I don't know why they're bringing the puck. Well, they're bringing it back.
Well, it's going to come outside because it would have been an icing call, but the faceoffs.
See, they're going to get mixed up here with this because if they called Cronwall for interference, he should have played the puck. It wouldn't have been an icing.
Well, there is that too.
You know what I mean? So you can't have it all. Come on, give me a break. This guy tried to nullify the icing, for goodness sake. That's an awful call.
So the Wild go back to the power play, 28th in the league. 15%, just over 20% at home. Red Wings penalty killing 18th in the league and 25th on the road. Parise with it. To the point here for Suter. To Dumba, who's got a rocket of a shot. Played back by Granlund to Suter. Howard the save. Mikael Granlund. Tapped back to the line by Pominville. Here's Matthew Dumba. Took the shot, a tip of the stick by Parise, but wide. Dumba has to come over near side to pick it up. Forced back at the line by DeKeyser. Down low, advantage here for the Wild, then closed off Quincy. Good play on Granlund. One-timer fanned on by Suter. Pominville checked. Came loose to Suter again. Tried to backhand it in front. He couldn't. Pressured immediately by Glendening. Big hit on the end boards.
Oh, you're going to be kidding me now on that one?
Center ice official making the call. And tip just wide. Parise tried to throw it back in front. Another interference call made by Brad Meyer.
On who?
Detroit penalty number 27, 2 minutes interference.
27, okay.
Right there. Well, it was.
Okay, I'm watching the hit on Parise. Okay.
That was interference.
Yeah, I didn't.
Comes at an unfortunate time.
I'm not even watching the Quincy play at all. He's got the second guy over there. Then that's where the puck wasn't, and that's why it's an interference call, and that's why it'll be 5-on-3. See, Pominville right there gets taken out. That's the interference right there.
And Quincy was anticipating the puck was going to come to Pominville and try to time the hit.
Get through Parise. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is a big opportunity here for Mike Babcock's team to kill this one. Now he's going to go with the two forwards, and you've also got Kronwall in the box, so that doesn't help. So Miller and Glendening will be up front.
Minnesota people are licking their chops right now, and I mean licking their chops.
Jonathan Ericsson, the one defenseman. 5-on-3 advantage here for the Wild. Suter to Dumba. Getting it back from Granlund. They direct it to Suter. They'll switch off. Granlund.
That's the back door.
They try, they go down to block. Then he mishandles the puck. For Suter, one-timer, Dumba, the shot, rocketed wide. Suter for Granlund to Dumba, blocked.
Wow. And it is really interesting when you look at this Minnesota power play. They go back to the point they did not try to go across the front of the net. I'm surprised. When you've got, I don't care whether you got two forwards and one defenseman or not, they didn't even attempt to go down there. And maybe this is what they're going to talk about right now. They've called the timeout with 18 seconds left on the Kronwall penalty in the 5-on-3.
So we'll be back with their power play in a moment.
Good news as we come back is that Glendening got a chance to get rested. So did Miller. They're your key penalty killers. 18 seconds left of the 5-on-3.
And DeKeyser now on for Ericsson. Wild win the faceoff. Dumba. Ryan Suter.
Going across the front.
Granlund across.
There it is. That's what they talked about.
Pominville couldn't tap it in. Parise screening in front. They went for him again, and Granlund missed it.
Wow.
Out of the box is Kronwall. 5-on-4 now. Knocked down in front.
Wow.
Glendening will clear. Huge kill.
That's exactly what they talked about. They had to get that puck down below, and they tried twice in a row and were ineffective. Couldn't finish it.
2 shots credited with on the 5-on-3 advantage as Suter brings it to center. 50 seconds remaining in the Quincy penalty. And sent down again. This is the Wild third power play of the game. The Red Wings have not had one yet. Knocked in deep by Niederreiter. Former Islander first-round pick. Came back to the line. Brodin over near side for Spurgeon. The return feed to Spurgeon didn't work. Kronwall tried to get it to Anderson, who did well to recover. Puck came free. Niederreiter stayed with it, knocked around to the far side by big Chris Stewart. To the line to Jonas Brodin, a shot. Ricochet back, and he just held it in. Deflected off Anderson Quincy out of the box. Huge penalty kill for the Red Wings. Puck's knocked down, and Helm gains control. Back through the middle for Helm. Played ahead for Brodziak. Zetterberg back here for Smith. Wild offside if they pursue the puck, and they do.
It's a good thing for Detroit.
So the faceoff coming outside the Red Wings zone when we come back past the halfway point in our game.
We have more winners.
It's a 1-1 tie midway through this hockey game, and well, you know the story. If the playoffs were to start today, etc., it would be Detroit and Tampa. Here's today's fun fact brought to you by Southgate Lincoln. Bill Wickett, the team spokesman for Tampa Bay. We don't feel the need to apologize for doing our best to create a home atmosphere for our season ticket members in our team, which means the Lightning are restricting ticket sales to Florida residents. Fans who purchase tickets by credit card without a Florida address will have their sales canceled and issued a refund. Steve Yzerman does not want Red Wing fans in Tampa for games if the Red Wings beat the Lightning in the playoffs.
Well, of course they don't feel like he should apologize. It's their ball and bat, and they're going to play with it.
That's right.
Right?
That's okay. So Bill Wickett's got that right, but it is.
Guess what? It ain't going to work. I'm telling you. There's too many Detroit people, Michigan people with relatives in Florida, and they'll buy the tickets for them, and they'll go anyway.
So I guess, Pat, for Beek's friends and family from Michigan or whatever can't purchase, they'd have to go through Pat, and he'll put it on his card.
We can't do that. He's management.
Okay.
He's management. No go. That don't work.
Yeah, unless they're rooting for the Lightning now.
Right. Better hurry, Detroit, in a line change.
Brought back in by Brodziak. At the line for Schrader. Tatar muscling in there with Pavel Datsyuk. Came behind for Eriksson. Ooh, dangerous play, but I guess when Pavel Datsyuk's near the puck, chances are he'll come up with it. And Eriksson didn't put him in the best spot to retrieve it. A shot in by Coyle. Jonathan Eriksson gets it ahead for Tatar. This time he makes sure to get it deep.
Looks like if you're a Red Wing fan, I think you're going to be on the cliff from here to the end of the season. I'm afraid to tell you. From, shift to shift, period to period, game to game. Boy, oh boy. It's going to be a race to the finish.
And I'll be there holding you from going over.
Oh!
That off the bar.
Wow.
Tatar let it go. And I don't know if Dubnyk got a piece on the way through.
I don't think he did. No, you're right. I'll
Just
be right
off
in the
the
middle
bar.
of them with the rest of them. That's right.
I'll be holding you back. Kronwall. Datsyuk settles one back for Quincy as he wants a change.
And the reason I say that is because you do have so many young people on this hockey team that don't have the experience. And it's not unheard of that that's the way it's supposed to be when you're young. You can't take the 22 out of a 22-year-old, and you can't put experience on young heads. It just can't happen that way. They have to learn how to manage situations and games and all kinds of stuff, just like turnovers. When do you dump it in? When do you dump it out? How do you have to really bear down? And they just don't know that, these young kids. They're learning it on the fly, and it's a tough league to learn on the fly, I'm telling you. Look out.
And Volkinen, one of those, doing just that.
Yep.
De Kaiser with a pass failed to click with Weiss. Haula. Save made by Howard. Stephen Weiss, one of those experienced guys in the Red Wings, yet just the one playoff run with Florida and all the years he was with the Panthers. He had mostly a young team for a lot of years there. That's Nate Prosser. His first in 9 games tonight.
And all that stuff that I just discussed, too, Ken, is more reason that you need goaltending consistently because of the inexperience up front. You got to have something back there to solidify everything. And right now the Red Wings are looking for that.
Zetterberg a shot, and Dubnyk got a piece of that. Jason Pominville with it, number 29, 17 goals, 50 points in the year for Pominville. 60 points last season. Turned over down low. As Pominville couldn't corral it, fired back in by the Red Wings. Granlund was stepped into, turned there by Spurgeon. It went off Parise. It squirted through to Granlund. Pominville backhands it in. Minnesota will want to change. Tatar. Got it over to Helm. Checked by Marco Scandella. Knocked down at center by Smith. Brendan Smith has it. Lead pass for Datsuk through the middle. What a move. Datsuk keeps on going. The shot. And from well out, an easy save for Dubnyk to make.
They did a nice job to close him down. Once he made that move, boy, they realized it was Pavel Datsuk. They closed him off at the pass. He had to shoot earlier than he wanted to. 1-1 as we count down the second period. Back in a moment.
Mentioned this Minnesota team's been the best in the league since the All-Star break. They haven't lost by more than a goal since January 19th. 32 games. While there's been only 8 losses in that time. And they haven't lost consecutive games since dropping a 5-4 shootout decision to the Red Wings at Joe Louis Arena on January 20th. Prior to that, they had lost to Columbus by a couple of goals. So they've been doing everything right, and Dubnyk's given this team a lot of confidence as a shot there sailed wide from Polkinen. Kept in here by Zhidlitsky. In behind for Stephen Weiss. He helped set up the Red Wing goal tonight from Riley Sheahan. And Dubnyk with a save there.
That was redirected, I think.
It sure was. Weiss into the corner for Sheahan.
Nice job.
Sheahan using that big body to his advantage on Eric Howell.
Oh, there's a penalty. He drew a penalty, Ken.
And Sheahan, who's got the Red Wing goal, giving it to Polkinen. Howard to the bench for the extra skater here for Detroit. Zhidlitsky threw it to the middle. Over Zetterberg's stick. Got it back. Save Dubnyk. Rebound. And Dubnyk got over on that one too. And just off the outside of the goalpost, he got over with his left hand. And the Red Wings will go to their first Bell Tire power play of the game.
Boy, oh boy, this was a weird
Minnesota
looking
number
play.
56, minor penalty, holding.
That stopped there. And then, I don't know, did he get a piece of that off Stephen Weiss from a weird angle? There's the nice job, as you pointed out, by Sheahan protecting the puck. And finally, Minnesota took a penalty because of it. And Detroit will go to the power play with 4:38 left in the second period of a 1-1 game. The shots 11-11. I think Weiss just blew it right across the top of the goaltender and the front of the net.
Brodziak, a key penalty killer for this Minnesota team. The best penalty kill in the National Hockey League. And nearly 89% at home. They've been terrific. Red Wings, with the second best power play in the league, gets to work tonight. Puck's into the middle and knocked away, and Brodziak's got it.
You know, you look into the middle, and we'll get a chance on this power play to set it up for you. There's just no room at the middle with Minnesota. They're jamming everything up, and Detroit's trying to go there, and there's no room for that guy to shoot the puck, make a play.
67 power play goals for the Red Wings, leads the league. Just 2 for 19, though, their past 5 games. The Wild penalty killing was 5 for 6 against the Rangers Thursday. Just the 3rd power play goal they've surrendered the past 11. And forced back Zetterberg. In the 31 games since the All-Star break, Minnesota Wild's penalty kill is 81 of 87. Remarkable numbers. And Devan Dubnyk's been a big part of that. Zetterberg with it. Kronwall in the backhand. Zetterberg was forced by Fontaine. Tatar to Abdelkader, swings it around for Nyquist. Takes it off the wall. Sneaking in goes Tatar. Tatar's got it at the right point for Henrik Zetterberg. Abdelkader in front of Dubnyk. Off his skate. Loose in front. They tried to jam it in. Kronwall to hold him. Less than a half minute to go on the man advantage. Zetterberg, a slap shot, was blocked in front. Tatar to pick it up. Fakes. Tatar with it. To the line. One-timer. Kronwall blocked by Fontaine. Zetterberg to Nyquist. Scores! Great hands, top shelf. Paul Dubnyk 6-6, but he couldn't get in front of that one. Gus Nyquist has his 14th power play goal of the year, and the Red Wings have a 2-1 lead.
Boy, oh boy, did he ever pick the top shelf with this one. 9 seconds left in the power play on top of that, and with this big guy down on his knees at 6'5", I mean, look at this. He absolutely... This is the way they play goal today. Unbelievable. Wow. What a shot by Nyquist. He was standing still, ready to back up so he could get the puck up in the air, opened that stick, and roofed it. What a goal.
And his 26th overall on the season for Gus Nyquist, who led the Red Wings last season with 28. That team lead is 28 this year of Thomas Tatar. So the Red Wings have the lead. The second best power play got the best of the best penalty killers in the league.
Riley Sheahan is on the ice with Pavel Datsyuk. Going to figure out what's going on here.
Well, just off the power play, though.
But they could have made a line change.
As Tatar was out there, though.
See? Maybe.
Tatar had been with Pavel, so Sheahan replaces.
See, Pavel was off the ice. I was wondering where he was. That's an icing there. Well, we'll see if that changes up here or not. Sheahan goes off now. He's gassed.
Well, they can't change now because of icing,
Right.
so...
I wonder if they'll use a timeout here, maybe. 2:02 to go in the second.
Well, smiles for Gus Nyquist, who gets the goal. Tim Hortons brings you the upcoming game schedule. Washington, Fox Sports Detroit, Red Wings Live, 4:30 tomorrow afternoon from the Joe. And then 2 remaining with Carolina, home and there on the last game of the season, and at Montreal. Draw 1. Niederreiter couldn't get a lot on it. Coyle went into Chase Quincy. Another icing here. They say no. That's a weird one.
Really?
Brodin went as slowly as he could, but the linesman wasn't biting.
He didn't buy it, eh?
No. Jedlitsky smelled a hit coming. Niederreiter gets knocked down. Anderson carries ahead. Glendening chases with Dumba. He punched it in back. Check there was Chris Stewart. Glendening was all over Jonas Brodin, who gets it down the ice. Brodin, who got a 6-year extension from the Wild, and with good reason. Not close to the Suter 13 years.
Whoa.
Saved by Howard off a turnover and a backhand in by Stewart. Less than a minute to go here in period number 2.
This is where you got to manage your game.
On the wing here for Justin Fontaine. Back for Vanek. And his pass to the blue line deflected and back to center. And then Miller intercepted the attempted feed for Vanek.
Mike Babcock's got the right guys on the ice with Miller and Glendening, that's for sure.
Now go for a change is Zetterberg. Not a bad guy to have out there. Zetterberg got it into the Minnesota zone. Look at that. Punched it deep. Zetterberg turns with it. Here's Nyquist, who's been back on a scoring tear of late for the Red Wings. Gus Nyquist. And this will be icing against the Wild, and the fans who had one called off on the other end don't like the fact that this one's going the Red Wings' way.
Watch that linesman. Look at him jump up in the air right there on that little dump in by Detroit off the boards. If he doesn't do that and that puck hits him, you got guys going this way, and that puck's turned over, and here comes Minnesota offensively. They have to do this many times during a hockey game, and they got to recognize the situation first, get their hands on those boards right by the benches, and up they go, and the play goes by, and everybody's happy. Nice job.
Backhanded in by Jedlitsky. Jedlitsky, a right-hand shot, was playing the left side and hoping for a shot right back to him, and that's why he had to go on his backhand there. So Gus Nyquist with his 4th goal the past 7 games, and it's on the power play. has given the Red Wings the lead in this one. In our MGM Grand Detroit intermission report, the Red Wings continuing the streak in 2010 as we look back at the playoff streak, which the Red Wings hope will reach 24 consecutive years this season. They have the lead after 40 here in St. Paul. Welcome back to St. Paul as the Red Wings have a 2-1 lead. After 40 minutes of play, Nyquist's power play goal. The difference right now, Riley Sheahan, the other Red Wing goal, Zach Parise has scored for the Wild. And here is the worst case scenario and why we were saying off the open of our show tonight, despite what you may have seen in many places, that the Red Wings' magic number is 7, meaning any combination of Ottawa points lost or Red Wing points gained totaling 7. Really, Mick, their magic number is 8. Right. Explain, please.
Well, because there's 7 right there.
To 100 points.
To 100 points. Both would end up, and those 3 wins by Detroit here would be all in shootouts. So that means it's not an ROW count, and that's why your 37 and 38 ends up in the Ottawa Senators' favor. The chances of that happening?
Slim and none?
Less than 1%. For sure.
Well, you know what the joke would be is the chance of Red Wings winning 3 in a shootout.
Right. Oh, that's right.
But that's the other part of it.
Too.
So 5 games left. If the Red Wings won 3 in a shootout, you take out the shootout victories.
That's right.
That's the problem.
Right.
So that's why the magic number would be technically 8. The Red Wings would do well to get to 101.
Everywhere you look today, it said it was 7. It's just basically wrong because this can happen. And you know, in the world of sports, the way we're looking at with parity in this world and ROWs and all this crazy stuff, goal differential, if it can happen, it will happen. Now, sometime sooner or later.
That's assuming Ottawa runs the table. They are up 3-1 over Washington. The game going on in the nation's capital tonight. And Boston and Toronto 1-1 in Boston tonight.
Right.
And Boston on the heels, tied with the Red Wings for 3rd in the Atlantic, but the Red Wings still with a game in hand on the Bruins.
If you're a Red Wing fan, your thinking is, I'll let you digest that as I finish my thought. You got to win 4 or 5 games. You get 8 points. It doesn't matter how you win them. You're guaranteed a playoff spot. That's what you can look at if you're a Red Wing fan hoping. And now
if you look at these numbers, the Minnesota Wild, the last 19 games, have scored 29 third-period goals. That's more third-period goals than any other team in the league in that span. And 3 of those were against Detroit on January 20th at the Joe, but the Red Wings did win that game in a shootout. That was the game Devan Dubnyk was pulled in, allowing 4 goals on 10 shots. That's Devan Dubnyk's only no decision as a member of the Minnesota Wild. He is making tonight a 36th consecutive start, 37th if you include the one he had with Arizona.
The Red Wings have 20 minutes here. They've got a 2-1 lead as we start the 3rd period. And although you don't want to go on your heels defensively for 20 minutes, you need to manage the game for 20 minutes. And that doesn't mean you're on your heels defensively.
Long shot in that Howard will grab as Charlie Coyle had the attempt. He came over in the Brent Burns deal from San Jose.
What that means is I'm sure Mike Babcock and his coaches talked to his team at the second intermission and said, okay, yes, when we get our opportunities, we go. But one thing that cannot happen is you can't have your third forward get caught to make it a 3-on-2 or better for Minnesota the other direction. You have to have that, as they call it, F3, forward number 3, on the forecheck, not get caught, so that it's no less than 3 guys back defensively at any one time. In a perfect world, that's what you want.
The Wild control that faceoff. The Red Wings have had the advantage through 40 minutes on the draw tonight. Howard will scoop that, and in part because Mikko Koivu is out of the Wild lineup, and he's perhaps their best face-off man. Get the $59 fan pack. Be part of the excitement Tuesday, April 7th, as the Wings take on Carolina. Fan Appreciation Night. Wings giving away prizes in arena and on social media. Go to DetroitRedWings.com now for tickets.
She's a big week, boy, that's for sure. Washington Amora, 5 o'clock. Tuesday, Carolina. Thursday in Montreal, and the Canadians are in hockey vernacular in a life and death spot with Tampa Bay for first overall and home ice advantage and all that stuff. So they're going to be tough at the Bell Center. They've been good against Detroit this year, and then we go to Carolina to finish it off a week from tonight. 5 games in 8 days.
Abdelkader chipped it ahead off his stick. Parise's got it. Forced to the end boards by Eriksson. Puck squirts free for Jason Pominville. To Jonas Brodin. Back to Pominville, checked by Zetterberg. Then Parise run into the boards by Jonathan Eriksson. Zetterberg turning for Eriksson. Made a good play by Nyquist, too, to chip that one away and down ice, and no icing as Dubnyk will come out and move it. Hit the linesman, who's hurt now. 2 games in a row we've had a linesman hurt. And tonight it's Derek Nansen who's on the limp. Game the other night at home against Boston, they were down to a 3-man system in overtime, with Mark Shuchik getting hit by a puck. Here's Sheahan with a break. He's got Pulkkinen with him. Weiss in behind. Pulkkinen, Sheahan off his skates. Saved by Dubnyk. Pass just a little late. Quincy a shot rising over top of the goal. Scandella checking Sheahan. Good work to leave it for Weiss. Now Pulkkinen in back of the net, pulls it back in. Spurgeon on Pulkkinen. More of an okay size matchup there for Pulkkinen. Sheahan put it back to the line for Shidlitsky. The shot in by DeKeyser, handled by Dubnyk.
Well, the Red Wings didn't get a whole lot of what you might have hoped for on that break. As Sheahan gave it to Pulkkinen, it was close to being offside. He waited a little bit too long, went back to Sheahan. What does it counted? That's right in the middle. He turned his right skate. He kind of, sort of, maybe might have almost a little bit kind of kicked at it.
We have enough with video reviews. Let's not go there when we don't have one. Smith had one deflected back to the line. Shidlitsky ripped a shot wide. Brendan Smith left point. Finds Shidlitsky. Look for a redirect off Miller.
What's interesting, we have 2 broadcasts usually in every game, a home and the road, and each one, depending on who kicked it or who didn't, will have a different view of it.
That's right. Gumba got it to neutral ice, chipped in by the Wild. Howard got it to Brendan Smith. Good play up the middle.
Good positioning by Anderson to take that pass right away. These plays have to be made quickly with the pressure.
Just kept in here by Helm. Red Wings in the midst of a change. Helm tried to throw it Datsuk's way, who got over there. Here's Tatar. And got the shot in that Dubnyk will hold. As Tatar was hoping that shot wouldn't be blocked and pulled it back a bit, and then Dubnyk was in position to make the save.
Boy, there's nothing passive about number 21. There's something moving on him all the time. He's perpetual motion of some sort of that body of his. Trying to use the defenseman as a screen there, but Dubnyk was onto that pretty easily.
28 goals and 54 points in the season for Tatar. Tatar's got it again. Helm off Dubnyk, loose in front of the goal and jammed away. Suter and Brodin crowding the front of the net. Tatar, Brodin took him out. Niederreiter with a pass ahead here for Chris Stewart. The big winger, a shot in that Howard will hold for a faceoff coming up to his left. Now there's a look at Thomas Vanek, former University of Minnesota Golden Gopher. 21 goals on the season. I mentioned earlier he had 1 goal his first 21, that poor first half. But he's got 12 points and 8 goals his past 12 games. He leads the Wild in goals since the All-Star break. It's his 10th consecutive 20-goal season. He's had a 20-goal campaign every year. Only Alex Ovechkin and Jaromir Jagr, active 20-goal men who scored 20 each of their first 10 years in the league. So quiet early on, and they were thinking, boy, what a horrible signing that was. But then he gained confidence as his Minnesota teammates gained confidence with the trade of the goaltender. Wild were actually fortunate to get a trading partner in Arizona because the Coyotes wanted Mike Smith, as this will be icing, to be their number 1 man. And with that, Arizona made Dubnyk available to to rediscover his game, and he really credits Arizona and goalie coach Sean Burke with restoring his confidence. He's more aggressive, using his size. He's at 6'6". He's quicker now side to side, staying on his feet more, he says, and it's worked out really well for him.
I guess so.
Good change of life.
Good for him, except against the Red Wings.
Yeah, for sure. He's going to be a Vezina candidate and maybe a Hart candidate as well, although many think that'll be Carey Price, whether you think goalie should win the Hart or not. Saved by Howard. Didn't see it coming through. Breezy right there at the periphery of the crease, but Howard still able to find that puck and make a save.
First face-off, and the Red Wings, and this should be an icing here against Detroit. They just came off one that Zetterberg didn't want to have, and first period, the Red Wings were very, very good in the face-off. They were 58%, but after the second period, they've dropped to 47%. And with face-offs comes puck control. With puck control comes scoring opportunities. And with scoring opportunities comes goals. You're right. Screenshot.
And you think about it for Jimmy Howard, he's only had now 15 shots in the game, having his first start in 5, one relief appearance on the Islands. He hasn't faced a lot of shots, trying to get his confidence back, and hasn't had a lot of work tonight. Tough game sometimes for goalies to play in.
It is, but I think that's a good thing that his mates have done a nice job out on the rest of the ice surface to shut things down and not allow Minnesota to really have their way in front of their goaltender. There's been a lot of that in the last 3 weeks or so.
And by the way, at home to Washington tomorrow, we don't know whether Braden Holtby will start again, but Peter Mrazek will start for the Red Wings tomorrow. That was the plan the other day, although after the loss to Boston and a bad last goal that Peter Mrazek gave up the winner to Zach Trotman, Mike Babcock was leaning toward Mrazek here tonight. Then he said, let me sleep on it. He did, and when he woke up, had a different thought. So Mrazek will go to Morrow against the Capitals.
Well, yeah, he had the bad goals for sure, and your last line of defense, boy, that's a tough road to hoe. The bottom line is, though, he didn't have to hang his head. I mean, he played a really good hockey game and made a lot of good saves in that game. Really good. It was unfortunate.
Sellout crowd here, and St. Paul wanted a call there on Pulkkinen.
Again, like young forwards, it's a young goaltender. That's what you're going to get. Look out, Pulkkinen. You got to make sure.
And that he is young, just 23. Howard with the save. Mrazek just turned 23 on Valentine's Day. Chipped by Pulkkinen, back to the Minnesota blue line. Marco Scandella, underrated defenseman. Move that puck ahead. Coyle trying to get through. Howard to play it. Gave it away, though.
Oh, geez, got lucky.
Tough for a goalie. You got to know what's coming at you and what's behind you.
You got to have eyes in the back of your head, but you got to be alert with the ice. You've got the whole ice surface in front of you when other players don't. They're backing up, and they can only see the opposite direction. So the goalie, that's why he's so important in those situations. He's the one that has everything in front of him.
Here comes Anderson, who's got the net in front of him and a chance to shoot to Miller. And just wide.
He got hooked right as he was letting the shot go.
Glendening and Coyle collided. Coyle gave it away. Anderson, a shot blocked. Back to the point here for Kyle Quincy. Off a stick, Miller jabbing at the puck. Couldn't get it through, though. Stewart's got it for the Wild. Up with Coyle. Back to Stewart. Howard directs it to the corner. Zach Parise in behind. Taken away, though, by DeKeyser. Gets knocked down by Coyle. Penalty coming here. It's going to Detroit. Back to the point. Shot blocked.
Jeez. Detroit was looking for a penalty call against Minnesota, and DeKeyser's telling the referee that right now, giving him an earful. And why is he going and not the Minnesota guy that knocked him down? That's his argument. You could hear the Red Wing bench when DeKeyser went to the corner trying to get the puck. Right here.
2 minutes concealing the puck.
For what?
Closing his hand on the puck. I think it's the one that Helm got away with earlier. They wouldn't let DeKeyser get away with this one. Does his hand come on it and close it?
Look, that play right there. You're really splitting hairs when you make a call like that after a play like that. Holy jumping. So DeKeyser had an argument for sure. The referee decided no, and the referee at center ice has called plays like that against Detroit on the other end of the ice.
So it's a Wild power play, and a shot got blocked. Parman go with it. Suter moved it quickly. Howard out to stop that one on Granlund.
He could have walked right in. Holy jumping. I mean, he had all the room in the world. Look at this. There's no white jersey anywhere. And he decides to let her go. Tough to score in this league from there. Another different kind of look at it. Goal is right there, guys. See, Cronwall stays home with Parise. And basically, take the pass away and let the goaltender face the shooter. And it worked out perfectly. He could have walked right in, didn't do it.
Well, Howard was out in front of the blue, too, to make the save, cutting off the angle. Point to Pominville, he fanned on it. Down low, Granlund fanned on it, too. Then Vanek pushed it back to the line. Here's Pominville. Shot to score! Redirected in front, Parise.
Well, Parise does a job, as he's done every year, including his time in New Jersey, of getting lost and then coming back. Now, this puck was deflected right in front of the net, redirected basically just to change directions. And it went right, it looked like it went right between the pads of Jimmy Howard. I don't know if anybody else touched it after Parise or not. I don't think so. So he's gotten 2 goals tonight, similar. And the power play goal has tied this hockey game. And a bad penalty call against the Red Wings set that whole thing up. Boy.
I may have to get you off the ledge right now.
Yeah.
Here's Nyquist. Back in front to the line for Quincy. Nyquist had given the Red Wings the lead in a power play, and now Parise with his second of the game and his 32nd of the season has tied the game. Chris Stewart couldn't get past. 6:33 the time of the goal. Suter getting the secondary helper. So make that 33rd period goals for the Wild the past 20 games. Most in the NHL. They've got even here.
And last time the Red Wings had a follow-up shift, they scored a goal was a Sheahan line. This will not be icing.
Loose side of the goal. Smith got a stick on it, put it off to the corner. Helm to the middle. Chased was Datsuk. Gets it back again. One-on-one with Suter. Made the play through a beautiful pass for Tatar. To the goal and just wide. Helm couldn't get there at the lip of the crease. Penalty coming here to the Wild. Helm's got it. Back to the line, and Datsuk will circle back at center. Howard on the bench for a 6th skater on the delayed call. Datsuk on the wing. Shidlitsky through to Zetterberg. Backhanded in front of the goal to the line, so they'll try again. Brendan Smith back to get it. Zetterberg to center. Nyquist. Back here, drop back. Datsuk for Shidlitsky. Tatar. Finds a lane down low, back in front, off a skate. Oh, good try by Detroit on the delayed call. Touched by Minnesota. So when we come back in a 2-2 game, the Wild are shorthanded on the hold right there. No guarantee who's in now will be in when the playoffs start. However, and if you're a Red Wing fan, if the playoffs started today, you'd be opening up in Tampa Bay. But as we mentioned earlier, you need somebody in Florida to get you tickets. You have to be a Florida resident to purchase tickets. No credit cards from out of town. Would be Red Wings Lightning first round if this is how things went, but
they'd like to hope so.
Yeah,
right?
Sure. Ottawa hanging in. They're still ahead of Washington, 3-1. Red Wings have a game in hand on Boston, who's taking on Toronto tonight. Red Wings on a Bell Tire power play here, looking to regain the lead. Nyquist, who had given them a 2-1 lead in the second, throws it back here to Henrik Zetterberg. Getting it back from Cronwall. Nyquist for Zetterberg, and just off the heel of his stick. Cronwall firing one high. Ricocheted off the glass quickly out front. Cronwall for Zetterberg. Weiss in the slot. Abdelkader back for Nyquist. Able to recover it. Nyquist with it again. The Wild, the number one penalty killing unit in the league, but they've given up one tonight. Nyquist with a shot, and that was tipped. Dubnyk may have got a piece on the way up as Abdelkader takes some shoves to the face.
He's not
Crosser on him.
He's not retaliating, hoping to get a penalty call, and he's telling the refs just that.
Well, Saturday, April 11th, Major League Baseball returns to Fox Sports 1, a doubleheader. Red Sox take on the Yankees, followed by a playoff rematch. Royals and Angels. Coverage begins Saturday, April 11th, 12:30 Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. That draw won by Datsyuk from Brodziak. Sheahan back for Datsyuk. A redirection over top of the goal for Tatar.
4 forwards here with Jedlitsky.
And Helms the other forward. Datsyuk, Jedlitsky, saved Dubnyk. And Sheahan got a piece of that. Knocked down to the line. Kept in by Jedlitsky for Tatar. Through his skates. On to Helm. Back for Tatar. Carter watching Tatar. Tried to go through the seam. Didn't work. Marek Jedlitsky for Datsyuk.
Sheahan low.
Missed Tatar. And Brodziak will clear it down to Howard. 20 seconds remaining on this Bell Tire power play. Red Wings 1 for 1 on the power play tonight. Time winding down on this one. And too many men on the ice.
You gotta be kidding me.
2 games in a row.
And they're giving him a penalty for it?
Detroit.
Oh, they are.
Detroit penalty, bench minor, too many men on the ice.
So, Mike Babcock going who, where, what? Either way, they'll be shorthanded when we come back. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit Plus, presented by Bell Tire.
Well, here's why. Here's the guy that you don't see. Nyquist over here. Bing, bing, coming on. He's already on. That's 6 guys. They had 6 guys on the ice before they had 6 guys on the ice.
Yeah.
It happened like basically twice.
And they're still changing with 6 on the ice.
Yeah. I mean, they made a line change with 6 on the ice. So the 6th guy went off. The 6th guy came on. Finally, the linesman caught it. And boy, oh boy, oh boy. Power play Minnesota.
An important face-off win there by Glendening. As the puck comes free here to Drew Miller. Miller on the wing is shot high. Well, they killed off an important 5-on-3 earlier in the game. Miller and Glendening did a great job. And they'll start this penalty kill for Detroit. Zach Parise. Chipped it to the far side for Mikhail Granlund. To Thomas Vanek for Suter. Ryan Suter back for Jason Pominville. One-timer went high and over top. As Glendening will send it down the ice. So Dubnyk leaves it for Suter. He's led the NHL in time on ice the past 2 seasons. Just trailing Drew Doughty this year by seconds. Here's Granlund. Parise back in for Mikhail Granlund. Hooked a bit by Anderson. Off the glove of Pominville, who couldn't find it, and Anderson got it ahead, and a good feed for Helm. But he's got Suter back. Helm spinning, Suter not biting. Helm will spin back again in another way. Took the shot and just wide. Great work there by Helm as Miller's shot blockered aside by Dubnyk. So Weiss serving the penalty as 35 seconds left in it. Suter shoots it in. And Glendening back down again. Dubnyk leaves it for Spurgeon. Jared Spurgeon in his 77th game of the season. Dumba for Niederreiter went off the skate of Anderson. Jonathan Eriksson first back. Quick play back for Glendening. And back down it goes, and he'll get a change with Anderson.
That's it.
Without a shot on that power play for the Wild. Great job by the Red Wing penalty killers. Back in a save made off Brodziak. He got dumped by Zhidlitsky and a stick broken for Brodziak. Scandella lifted a bouncer back down ice. Zhidlitsky has to go get it with that errant stick in the way. Stephen Weiss. Rink wide, Zhidlitsky. Knocked out of the air by Scandella, and a good play for Carter. Carter in for Koivu tonight. Save made, rebound! Sent wide by Coyle. What a chance as Howard was scrambling to get back. Jonas Brodin in his own zone. To center come the Wild. Scandella, saved by Howard. Abdelkader moved it ahead for Nyquist, chased by Parise. Pominville, perfect feed, Zach Parise at center. He's got 2 tonight. To Granlund, that's blocked by Quincy. And a tough one there at the point for Nate Prosser.
Pretty obvious, Ken, here now. 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Detroit has got to play for at least 1 point here tonight. They have to get a point out of this game. Heading home tomorrow for Washington. Minimum of 1 point.
Niederreiter was checked, put it back into the other side. Coyle for Stewart. That stick's still in the way. Niederreiter came over. He's having a career season, number 22. Shane's lost his helmet.
Another stick in the way. What's going on? Oh, man.
In front. Taken away, though. Wow. Pulkkinen speeding after that puck with Brodin. And Brodin did well to take Pulkkinen out of the play. Niederreiter couldn't catch up to it. Back in come the Red Wings. Datsyuk shooting! And just over the blocker of Dubnyk. Datsyuk pulls it back in. Walks the line for Brendan Smith, but it was in his feet. Couldn't handle it cleanly. Datsyuk sees his mates changing. Smith kept control. Little saucer pass ahead for Helm and a slap shot wide. Long stretch pass. Zhidlitsky got a piece of it. Howard out to play it. Just skidded it off to the far side. Zhidlitsky patiently for Pavel Datsyuk. Stays with it. The shot, and Dubnyk will hold on. We're back in a moment.
4:34 to go here. There's what's going on coming into tonight. Ottawa leading Washington tonight 3-2. They're about the same time in the game as we are. Here it's 2-2. Boston and Toronto 1-1 in Boston. Same time of a game particularly as they all started at the same time. And here is how we got to where we are at 2-2 with 4:34 to go. Zach Parise in front with a redirection off a pad. 1-0 Minnesota. Then a shift and a half later, Riley Shane with a nice drive to the net to make it 1-1. Gus Nyquist on a power play finds a hole over the left shoulder of Dubnyk. Unbelievable. 9 seconds left in that power play, and then here in the third period, Parise redirects the shot. He just hopes it goes through the goalie. It did, and it's 2-2 as we're even strength, 5 skaters apiece.
The Minnesota Wild 5th in the league in scoring at even strength, 5-on-5. 7 of the last 8 Cup winners have been in the top 7 in scoring during the regular season at even strength. It's an important part of the game. Bodies down, collision at center from Nyquist, who now goes off without his stick. Niederreiter shooting one. Pretty good acquisition for the Wild for Cal Clutterbuck. Nino Niederreiter, that deal's worked out well. Clutterbuck's a big part of the Islanders' fourth line. Well, Fan Pack's still available to see the Wings take on Ovechkin and the Caps tomorrow at 5. 2 tickets, 2 food vouchers, 2 soft drinks starting at $59. For tickets, go to DetroitRedWings.com now. Washington fighting back in their game in Ottawa, down 3-2 now. Caps clinch a playoff spot if they win over Ottawa in regulation tonight, after a 1-year absence from the playoffs. The Wild can clinch a playoff spot tonight if they get help elsewhere and a win here. Dubnyk?
Yeah, that's right. They need help.
Scandella.
I mean, there are no guarantees what they're doing either.
No, there's Calgary and LA still in that battle as well.
And they're 5
The
points
Jets.
up. But all of these teams in the Western Conference got 4 or 5 games left.
In front and just wide. Back to the point, Tatar. Helm looking for that puck. Flip to center ice by Spurgeon. Knocked down by Tatar. Here's Granlund. Shot wide. Tatar over to get it. 3:25 to go in the third period. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond with you from the XL Energy Center here in St. Paul. Glad you're with us tonight on Fox Sports Detroit Plus. Not a lot of shots in this game. Back to the point it came, but a lead feed just too far for Brodziak. Catching up to it. Howard came out to stop that. And then Jedlitsky tied up Thomas Vanek. That's off Polkinen stick. No icing. Rodin is back. Polkinen got position. Weiss second man in. Weiss has an assist tonight. Weiss circles the goal. To the line for DeKeyser. Tipped by Polkinen. Weiss couldn't get a shot away. And Suter was dumped, and they're going to call Weiss.
Well, they were begging for a penalty here for the last 4 or 5 minutes, and they're finally going to get it. It's going to be the 6th power play to Minnesota for only 2 to Detroit. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. 2:31 to go. Well,
they're on their feet. A sellout crowd here in St. Paul. They lost here Thursday to the Rangers. It stopped a 5-game winning streak for this team. Looking to get the go-ahead goal here in a power play. Red Wing penalty killing has been really good tonight. They've given up 1. The 5-on-3 kill was spectacular. And it's Glendening and Miller out again, and a good play there by Jonathan Ericsson. He's made some nice plays in shorthanded situations tonight as Ericsson.
You can afford to fall down right now if you're a Red Wing guy. Get near a green jersey, fall down. They got to make a call. It's been too lopsided.
Off the back of the cage. Anderson, down the ice it goes. So DeKeyser and Quincy on the back end for the Red Wings. Helm and Anderson are up front. Out of play.
Out of play, and that'll keep it out of the Red Wings zone for the faceoff. That's a short break.
61 seconds to go in the penalty. 92 seconds to go in the third period. Either way, Red Wings desperately need at least 1 point out of here.
Yes, they do.
Jonas Brodin to Niederreiter. To Stewart. Niederreiter goes and gets it himself. Dumba getting over. Matt Dumba. The rookie kept it in behind the goal. It comes this side here for Vanek. Couldn't pick it up. Miller away for Detroit. Gets it into Minnesota territory as Miller pursues. Good play by Dumba. Niederreiter in the right wing offensive side. DeKaiser got a stick on that puck and chopped it to the line. Thomas Vanek. Dumba. Brodin to Vanek.
Down low, look out.
And Fanning on it, Niederreiter. To Dumba. To Niederreiter. Less than a half minute to go in the third. Penalty over. Weiss out of the box. The shot went wide. Weiss tries to get over to get that puck, and he does. He's along with Anderson. Off the change comes Zetterberg. Weiss left him the puck. Toward the goal, off the back of the net. Zetterberg gets checked. A dozen seconds to go in the third. He's all alone as the Red Wings in the midst of a change. Datsuk out there. Tried to poke it back to Zetterberg. 3 seconds to go. We're going to overtime here. 2-2 going to 4-on-4, but the Red Wings get a much-needed point in this one to go to 94 points. A big point for Detroit. Looking for another one in a moment. So here's a look with the Red Wings getting a point tonight. Boston still tied at 1 with Toronto in the third with half a period to go. And Ottawa with around 4 or so to go, clinging to a 3-2 lead over Washington. The final column is regulation or overtime wins, and that's the first tie breaker. So the Red Wings would like to win this in overtime, not just for the point, but to go to 38 ROWs. And, Ottawa could hold on and go to 34 if they continue to win this game. But, again, that's important, too, the column on the right.
Well, I would think the way this power play stuff has been one lopsided thing in this game tonight, that it would beg a Red Wing power play here in overtime. That's what I'm looking for.
Really?
Yes, indeed.
You're a gambling man if you think that's going to happen.
Darn right.
Okay.
It's overdue.
Here's Datsuk and Helmer up with Eriksson and Kronwall. Parise and Granlund for the Wild. Brodin and Suter. Jonas Brodin has it. Zach Parise to Suter, back to Parise.
The late guy.
Stick lifted by Pavel Datsuk. And now Spurgeon comes on. Suter back to the line for Spurgeon. Threw it over to Parise. Shot to the goal. Spurgeon went for it too far. Pavel Datsuk fending off Spurgeon. Gains Wild territory. The shot, and Kronwall let one rip that just missed. Quincy getting back. Parise on him. Parise, top of the circle. Doesn't shoot it. For Scandella. He'll fire. Abdelkader blocked that, and that hurt him. Here's Coyle with a good move. Oh, it just missed on the stick side of Howard. They jam on the far boards. Coyle digs it free. Quincy, though, lifting his stick. Zetterberg pushed it ahead, then got it back from Abdelkader. Coyle to pick it up. Here's Pominville on the wing. Smith getting back. Jason Pominville pushed to the boards by Brendan Smith. Now Coyle came loose in front. Nyquist played it in behind for Smith. Approaching 2 minutes gone in overtime. Gus Nyquist has got a power play goal tonight. Nyquist couldn't get through. And was knocked away by Matt Dumba. Ryan Suter back for Dumba. Ahead for Schrader. And they get a little speed out there. Suter got ridden into the boards. Kronwall put it through to Glendening. Luke Glendening got stood up by Dumba. Schrader taken out of the play by Tatar, looking a little like old-time hockey without the hat. Tatar goes after it now. Tatar on the wing. Shooting one high over the glove of Dubnyk. Puck's loose here for Jordan Schrader. Hasn't played a lot tonight. Dumped wide into the corner. 2:10 to go in overtime. Pavel Datsuk, who had the shootout winning goal against the Wild in the only other meeting this season. Datsuk toward Dubnyk, who was pulled in the first meeting of the season against the Red Wings at Detroit. Won 5-4 at to Joe after Minnesota had scored 3 in the third to tie the game.
Suter that took the feet out from Tatar from behind. He kind of slew-footed him on the move, and that's where the hat got lost. Nobody looking at that too close, obviously. Suter's played at 19, almost 20 minutes after 2 periods, so he's on pace to be his normal 28, 29 per night.
21 games this year. He's played over 30. Shot went off a leg. Zetterberg circling, knocked down. Shidlitsky moved up and made the play for Nyquist. He's right in, and then lost it off his stick. Good play by Brodin. Brendan Smith circling with it. Smith firing one.
Get Nyquist. Jeez.
Nyquist trying to recover off that. And the Wild will move it. Minute 30 to go. Good play to stand up at center by Shidlitsky. And Suter's over the 30-minute mark tonight, Mick. Approaching 31 minutes. He's played. Now into overtime. Scandella for Brodin. His usual defense partner was Suter. Scandella through the middle. He's got Fontaine on his left. Who has it? Fontaine is right in. A slap shot. Just missed stick side.
1 minute remaining in overtime.
Fontaine lost it. Helm speeding away. Then he and Fontaine collide. Datsuk back. De Kaiser joining. Kicked it back for Helm. Didn't work. Then stolen by Datsuk. Datsuk's got it. Datsuk to the middle. Hit a leg. Datsuk after it again. Playing his first in 3. Carried back through center by Spurgeon. To Vanek. To the middle. Vanek right in. And a shot deflected. 25 seconds to go in overtime. Lead pass for Sheahan too far. This could be an icing, and it will be.
Well, Babcock's got his timeout. And you can bet he'll use it here.
He is. So with a timeout for the Red Wings, we'll step out. Back with the concluding seconds in a moment. Mike Babcock has used his timeout because of the icing. Face-off will be to the right of Jimmy Howard. 4-on-4 here in overtime. And again, a Wild victory. They can clinch a playoff spot, but will need help elsewhere to do that tonight. The Red Wings can't clinch. Their magic number was 8 coming into the game tonight. Ottawa still leading Washington in their game. Ottawa's the one to factor in here. Florida's been eliminated. Sheahan on the draw for the Red Wings. Taken back by Granlund, but out to center. Datsuk, or Helm rather, checks Suter. As Kronwall sets up.
Helmer came out just for that face-off also with Sheahan and went right to the bench.
Here's Tatar with seconds going. He'll have to hurry. Oh, and just sent it wide. And we're going to a shootout. Where the Wild are 4-2 in shootouts, the Red Wings are 3-10. And Jimmy Howard can't be happy about this. Earlier in the season, it was Peter Mrazek in as Pavel Datsuk got the winner against Darcy Kemper, and Mrazek stopped Koivu, who's not in tonight. And Koivu's good in shootouts, so that'll help. Nyquist sealed it, but Datsuk at the game-deciding goal. And remember, that was the game that Devan Dubnyk was pulled after giving up 4 on 10, so he had a no decision. Kemper took the loss. Jimmy Howard, well, Red Wing fans know the shootout record is something he would like to forget all about. He's 1-8 and has allowed 15 goals on 24 shots, just a .375 save percentage. That is one of the worst among 65 goaltenders who played this year in the National Hockey League.
Well, if he's going to get a switch around in that momentum, now's the time to do it. With 5 games left or 4 games and a shootout left, Pominville, almost 67%, will certainly be one of their shooters.
Boston in overtime with Toronto, and Washington's come back. I told you, they tied Ottawa 3-3.
Woo. Woo.
That's another game
is
where
where
the
this
Washington Capitals score a lot of goals.
games won in regulation or overtime wins instead of in the shootout. And this is where we go.
Zach Parise, second in all-time shootout goals, one of the best in the game since it came in 05. And Howard stops him. That's
Look
a
at
lot
Jimmy.
of confidence right there for Jimmy
You
Howard.
see that
Oh,
body
sure
language
did.
that, Jimmy Howard after he made that save? Watch Howard here. Watch him. Look at that. Yes, sir, he says. Y'all dang right. And Datsuk, let's see if he can emulate what he did a couple of months ago against Dubnyk. He went to the backhand and went high. Here we go.
Pavel Datsuk. And couldn't beat Dubnyk.
Tried the same thing. Same move, but he didn't make any move to freeze him. Didn't force him to stay still. Unlike Datsuk.
So Charlie Coyle. And Howard stopped him. He was in deep, was Coyle, the former 28th overall pick of the Sharks.
Jimmy's feeling it. He needs a goal. He needs a goal really bad right now. And it's going to be Nyquist, who likes to go to the backhand and slip it through the pads, the 5-hole. I don't know if he can do it with this big guy. His legs are longer than most.
He's been the best of the Red Wing shooter in the shootouts this season. With Detroit is just 3-10. So Gus Nyquist with plenty of speed. Scores!
He did. I'll be danged. He did it. He did that little motorcycle kick. See the hop and a great big, I mean, with big guy, big 5-hole, I guess. Holy jumping. You could drive a Mack truck through that baby. What a move by Datsuk, or Nyquist, rather. Pominville, their best shooter, almost 67%. Howard stops him. She's over.
Jason Pominville on Howard. He scores.
Well, he keeps his streak going, Jason Pominville. And Thomas Tatar can end this thing. He usually shoots.
So the Red Wings leading goal scorer with 28. Looks to give him the lead here. A lot of juking and jiving, and Dubnyk just waited him out.
Well, now it gets interesting. Once you get past what you consider your top 3 shooters, yeah, Dubnyk did a good job to stay with him with the juking and jiving for sure.
So for the lead here on to round 4, Thomas Vanek.
Well, this guy can score goals.
Yes, he can. Scores! Top shelf.
Did I just see what I thought I just saw? He waved across the top. He did too. Oh my. That's a goal scorer. See him take that stick, go across the top of the puck, bring it back, and then snap it once you get your goaltender moving down up into the top corner, and it's on Riley Sheahan's shoulders now to keep this game alive.
0 for 2 career is Riley Sheahan. On Dubnyk to get the Red Wings even.
Oh,
and he does!
what a fake. Holy jumping. Woo! He had him going north and Sheahan went south. Ay, ay, ay. That's a beauty.
Former first-round pick shows his great hands right there.
Holy mackerel, did he ever. Wow.
Riley Sheahan of the first goal of the game for the Red Wings. Nyquist is at second. They both have goals here in the shootout. Here's Niederreiter. Hit the goalpost.
Holy jumping. Oh, yeah, yeah. I think the crossbar and the goalpost at the junction, eh? You. Left-hand shot. Went to the blocker side. Yeah. Wow. Wow. And Zetterberg. Boy, could he use the back of the net just for confidence. Zia had wind up and slap the puck as hard as they can from about 12
The last
feet
few
out.
years, not a lot of shootouts for Henrik Zetterberg. He doesn't like them. That's maybe why.
Oh, boy. See why he's shaking his head. Never got a shot, really.
And like Jaromir Jagr, who doesn't like him, Zetterberg doesn't either, and would prefer not to have to take him. So Chris Stewart, who came over from Buffalo. We're into round 6. Stewart on Howard, and Howard makes the save.
Nice job by Jimmy Howard on that one. He tried to pop it 5-hole, it looked like. And let's see if we go with Stephen Weiss maybe, or Pulkkinen maybe. Yeah, he tried to go 5-hole. Nice job by Howard there. And it will be the veteran Stephen Weiss here, who can win it for the Red Wings.
Not a great percentage, but here comes Weiss for the win. Nope. On to round 7 we go. Trying to open up the 5-hole.
Same as Nyquist.
Kyle Granlund, he's nifty. Missed some time December to January to injury. The Wild really missed him. Good young player. And Kyle Granlund on Howard. Oh, he tried that Forsberg move.
He did too. Nice job by Howard there. That wouldn't have been real fun to have to live with that if that one went in. Wow. And Kronwall is going to take a shot. I was thinking about Kronwall. Seems to me, my memory serves me. I don't know what his percentage is, but he's scored some goals in the shootout. Now, it's interesting that they're not going with Abdelkader. I wonder if he hurt that hand.
1 for 3 in his career. Well, they didn't go with Abdelkader the other night, too, that I wondered, because he's so hot.
Yeah.
So here's Kronwall. For it all.
Oh,
Dubnyk
boy.
stops him.
Wow, what a gamble by Dubnyk, but a good one. And he's asking Kronwall if he's okay. I mean, it's 6'6" plus your long arms and your long goal stick. I mean, he's way out there, and he surprised Kronwall. Holy jumping, what a move.
So now they're down to Justin Fontaine, and the undrafted free agent played his college hockey at Minnesota Duluth. Justin Fontaine on Jimmy Howard. And the main product stops him.
Wow. This is getting crazy. Got to end this thing right now. Coming over the boards, Pulkkinen. Darren Helm. Tried to go 5-hole again. Darren Helm.
Just his 4th shootout attempt. Darren Helm for victory. On Dubnyk.
Oh.
Did he stop it with his back leg? It didn't get over. A diving Dubnyk made the save.
Are they going to... No, they're not going to. They're reviewing it as we look at it in Toronto.
And
oh
off
my
the
God,
post.
off the goalpost.
His leg in the post.
Now, the question I'd have is, where did this puck go off the post? Went up over his leg, but was his leg in the net? And I think they got to review this. Look at this. That puck's in, isn't it? Is it? That puck's in. That puck's in.
It looks
That
it.
puck's in. This game's over. It's in. There is no question about that. That puck's in the net.
So they're reviewing as they review
This game
everything
is
in
over.
Toronto, and it looks like the
It's
Red Wings
over.
have won the game.
I thought that puck went in the net when it went up in the air off his leg. His leg was back in the net.
Well, both referees signaled no goal, and they're both on the goal line.
Well, but that don't matter.
Yeah.
That don't. I'm
Well,
sorry
they've
for
got
the
a
bad
good look
language.
at it.
Bad
They didn't
English,
think they
but
would.
It doesn't matter because it's happening at light speed. And what we just saw, I mean, I don't know if we can see that again, guys. I mean, I don't know what else that could be up in the air. There's no black tape. It looks like this
Here's
puck
the call.
is over the line.
Here's the call.
Upon further review, the puck completely crossed the goal line.
Bingo.
We got a good goal, Detroit.
Bingo.
Red Wings win it.
Wow.
And they mob Jimmy Howard.
Wow, I guess so. Holy jumping. Oh.
Darren Helm with the game-deciding goal. 2 for 4 in the shootout. Look at Mrazek on top of the pile. He's a happy backup netminder. And for Jimmy Howard,
Wow.
who'd had so many struggles in the shootout. Through 8
Unbelievable.
rounds of the shootout, for Helm to get it, and the Red Wings to win it. 2 huge points tonight for Detroit here in Minnesota as they beat the Wild twice this season in the shootout, as that just got over the line. I said the backlight at Dubnyk made the save. I just didn't see it going over the line.
It hit the post on the inside of the goal post and went back, hit his leg that was already over the line, and the video review showed clearly it was. And with that, it's our big boy, biggest play of the year for the Red Wings for sure on a timely basis. Boy.
So with another point for the Red Wings now in the standings. That's a shootout win, so Ottawa and Washington are in overtime. So Ottawa with a point. And Boston and Toronto are in a shootout.
Good. Good. If Boston's going to win, let it be an RO, not an ROW. Be
Right.
in a shootout because it doesn't count. Just like the Red Wing win counts for points, but it doesn't count for that ROW column, which is the first tiebreaker on a tie in points by 2 teams at the end of the year.
So the Ottawa Senators get 1, and the Red Wings hoping they don't get another and can get a little bit of an advantage there on their way to a 24th consecutive playoff season. Home to Washington tomorrow at 5. But a lot more to come from here. From St. Paul, where the Red Wings for the second time beat the Wild this season in a shootout. Red Wings Live begins immediately following this break.